The HE-X4 is an open back, over-ear, planar magnetic headphone that comes in at a price of around $129, but at the time of writing the script, they were on sale for $99, and I'll let you know if that's still a thing in post. Actually, hang on a minute. HE-X4. Oh. Okay, so the HE-X4s are on sale for $89 as of recording this. So go get yourself a set of HE-X4s. This is a Massdrop exclusive, so you're gonna have to get them from Massdrop. Can't get them from Amazon or any other place like that. I mean, you can get them secondhand, of course, but you're gonna have to get them from Massdrop. The build quality is excellent, which is very surprising for a HiFiMAN product. The cups are made of this really, really nice plastic. The yokes and headband are made of metal, and the whole thing is really solid. Not throw across the room solid, but still really good. It has dual 3.5mm connections, and you can get a balanced cable if you have a balanced DAC and amp. The cable it comes with is single-ended, but it is a really, really nice cable, especially knowing that it came from HiFiMAN. It's a little short, and it's not the straightest, but it is perfectly fine. I mean, way better than the Ship 9500 cable. It does come with a 1/4" adapter. This isn't the 1/4" adapter it came with, but it comes with a 1/4" adapter. The first thing I should address is this headband, because it doesn't look like it's padded at all, but it is, and it's memory foam too. It's covered in this weird, it's not vinyl, and it's not leather. I don't know what it is. Second thing is these pads, which are hybrid pads, which means it's fenestrated on the inside, it's got pleather on the outside, and the part that contacts your head is this really soft velour. The inner diameter is a little small, even for my ears, which are small. It's not a complete deal breaker, but it's something that people with larger ears should put into account. The pads are also angled, and they're deep enough that my ears won't touch any of the mesh that sits in front of the driver. Now onto the third and probably most important thing about the comfort with these headphones, and that is the weight. These are the heaviest headphones that I own, but in the grand scheme of things, they're really not that heavy for a dual-sided magnet planar driver. They have a pretty nice weight of about 420 grams, which is, I think that's about 1 pound, almost exactly. The Odyssey LCD2s weigh over 700 grams, which is like 1.5 pounds. So the HE-X4 is pretty light for a full-size planar. Now for probably the only thing you're watching this video for, and that is sound. These are the best sounding headphones in my collection. Full stop. I might have to spend actual money to get something that sounds better than this. There is a definitive focus on mid-range, which is pretty normal for a planar, but the bass is all there, and the treble is excellent. They're a little dark, but they retain every little detail. I don't have a SonarWorks graph for the HE-X4, even though I've requested them to include these for quite a long time. But Critical has a graph, so that's what I'm going to be using. You can see the bass rolls off a little, but that's normal for an open back. The mids all the way up until around 2K is dead flat, which is really impressive for a sub 200 set of headphones. After that dip at 2K, you can see the rest of the treble follows the IEF target pretty well, up until about 10K where everything basically becomes a roller coaster. Now here's the thing. There are plenty of dynamic headphones that can produce this kind of sound signature, but they can't do it with this kind of speed. It's kind of hard to explain, but here's my simplified explanation. When a speaker driver produces sound, it takes time for the driver to move to all the different positions that your amplifier tells it to go. Planar magnetic drivers can move to all those different positions much faster than a dynamic driver. which will increase the clarity, texture, and separation of all the sounds that are happening within the music you're listening to. Like, some electronic music will sound all like crushed together through a dynamic driver, but the planar is able to react much faster and separate all the different things that are going on all at once. All right, I'm done speaking about the hyper-technical science and physics things. You can now continue watching without the risk of getting a brain cramp. The imaging is very good due to the large driver and these angled ear pads. They do have a slight issue with projecting forward, but I'd have to be seriously paying attention to notice it. And the soundstage is also really good because of the massive driver in these things. There have been a few times where I've had to take these off my head to make sure I wasn't hearing sounds from within my room. These are designed specifically to be easily accessible by entry-level audio enthusiasts. So naturally, these are pretty easy to drive. They have an impedance of about 25 ohms and a sensitivity of about 91 decibels per milliwatt. That is a pretty low sensitivity, but for a full-size planar, that's pretty good. An example of a full-size planar that is not easy to drive is the HiFiMAN HE-X4. That driver has a sensitivity of like 77 decibels per milliwatt. So 91 is pretty good. Then again, that is like a $1,500 planar headphone. I guess it's not really a good idea to compare a $129 entry-level planar to that absolute monster of a headphone that I really want to try. You can run these off of almost anything and they'll sound perfectly fine. There is a noticeable difference with an amplifier, but I would say an external amplifier is not at all required. But I would recommend it because it really does sound better with an amp. To wrap things up, these are an excellent entry point into the world of planar magnetics. You know what, scrap that. These are an excellent entry point into the world of headphones. Because $129 is not that much. You could get a set of DT770s or 990s, like if you find them on sale. You could get a set of SR80Xs. You could get either one of those, but these cost the same amount, so get these. They're cheap, they're comfortable, and they sound awesome. Do I recommend these? Yes. If you've been looking at these and are hesitant to buy them, like I was, then I'm here to tell you these are definitely worth picking up. Especially right now since they're on sale for $89. That's cheaper than a set of SR60Xs. Alright, that's all I have for you. There's a link in the description to go buy these, and I'd recommend taking a look around Massdrop's store. They have some really neat things. I know they changed their name to Drop, but it's still Massdrop, and I refuse to call it Drop. See you next week.